Far from the bustling tourist paths that lead to Machu Picchu or Ollantaytambo in the remote highlands of Peru's Sacred Valley lies a mysterious site hidden away within a rock cave. This site is called Naupa Iglesia, or more accurately, Naupa Huaca. This mysterious and unexplained structure is believed to be a prehistoric site left by a civilization far more ancient and far more advanced than the known Inca civilization that inhabited the region. Halfway up the steep ravine, an inverted V-shaped entrance has been meticulously carved into the mountainside, inviting curious explorers to delve into the mysteries hidden within. Yet, as you walk into the cave, you'll immediately see that the entrance is blocked off by a rubble of stones, with additional stone wall constructed for structural integrity. These stones have prevented further exploration of what lies beyond for centuries. Were the Incas trying to protect something sacred or something dangerous within? The answers remain hidden, but the questions continue to arise as we explore the visible parts of the site. Near the blocked entrance, there's a meticulously carved false door, seamlessly integrated into the rock wall. This false door defies anything we knew about the technological capabilities of ancient civilizations. What kind of technology or machine was used to slice the bedrock with such laser-like precision to create this shallow door? The false door was carved from the notoriously hard andesite stone. Andesite, with a hardness rating of around 7 on the Mohs scale, is comparable to granite, making it incredibly difficult to work with. The precision evident in the carving of the false door is nothing short of astonishing, considering that cutting and shaping andesite rock with such accuracy is a task that would be difficult even with modern technology. The stone is resistant to fracturing and does not yield easily to tools made from softer materials. The traditional methods of the Inca civilization involved stone or copper tools, which would likely result in rough, uneven surfaces and would struggle to achieve the sharp, clean lines seen in the false door. The sheer precision of the angles, the smoothness of the surface, and the lack of tool marks suggest that an alternative and far superior method was used to achieve this. Jay from the Voyager TV channel made a remarkable documentary on the site with the help of Helder from the Megalithic Evidence channel. They used a field microscope to inspect the surface of the stone to see if there were any marks from chiseling. They were shocked to see that instead of chisel marks, there appeared to be layers of melted andesite, which had transformed into a glassy, obsidian-like surface. This discovery led them to question the kind of heat necessary to achieve such a transformation. To melt andesite, which is a volcanic rock primarily composed of plagioclase feldspar and pyroxene, into obsidian, extremely high temperatures are required. Andesite typically melts at temperatures around 1,000 degrees Celsius or 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit. However, to transform it into an obsidian-like material, the heat would need to be even more intense, likely reaching temperatures in excess of 1,200 degrees Celsius or 2,200 degrees Fahrenheit. This kind of heat is far beyond what ancient or even early modern humans could produce with traditional methods such as wood or coal fires. This observation suggests that the surface of the andesite was subjected to some kind of unknown, intense heat source. The exact method or source of this high temperature remains a topic of speculation and investigation, adding to the mystery of the site and the advanced capabilities of the builders. It seems nothing about this site was created by chance. The cave ceiling has been remarkably cut with precision, as if effortlessly sliced, despite being at an altitude of 9,800 feet on the side of a ravine. The surface has been smoothed to perfection, forming two distinct and deliberate angles, 60 degrees and 52 degrees. Interestingly, these specific angles are found together in only one other place on Earth, the slope angles of the two major pyramids at Giza. The measurements of the main chamber are far from random. Its length-to-height ratio is precisely 3:1, forming a perfect musical fifth in the second octave. Meanwhile, the ratio of the alcove is 5:6, producing a minor third. The 5:6 ratio is both unusual and filled with information. It mirrors the Earth's movement, where the planet's pole completes a full axial rotation every 25,920 years, while the equator's tilt shifts by 4 degrees every 21,000 years, resulting in a 5:6 ratio. This precise calculation of Earth's motion is also found in another remarkable structure, Egypt's bent pyramid, where the slope angles encode the same mathematical relationship. Just like with the Great Pyramid of Giza, the geometry of Naupa Huaca shows a detailed understanding of astronomy, with specific angles and mathematical ratios everywhere. But considering all of this, we can't help but wonder, what is the true purpose of this structure? Why put such incredible effort into creating a door that leads to nowhere? In the ancient Quechua language, the word Naupa translates to ancient or old, often used to refer to something that is primordial or from the distant past. The term Huaca holds a deeper, more spiritual meaning. Huacas were often considered as places where the divine interacted with the earthly realm, serving as a bridge between the physical world and the world of the gods or ancestors. Therefore, the name Naupa Huaca can be interpreted as ancient sacred place or old sacred site. For this reason, many believe these false doors are some kind of portals that can generate wormholes and allow space-time travel. Others believe they are not physical portals, but rather metaphysical gateways that will enable your consciousness to bridge between different realms. This is why the site has become an increasingly popular destination for those seeking spiritual enlightenment, healing, and connection to ancient energies. The site, often described as a place of high vibration, draws individuals from around the world who are attuned to spiritual practices such as meditation, energy healing, and ancestral worship. Naupa Huaca is considered an energy vortex, a place where the Earth's energy is particularly strong. Visitors believe that standing in or near these vortexes can lead to profound spiritual healing and transformation. Many people report feeling intense energy at the site, which they interpret as a gateway to higher consciousness or as a means to connect with their inner selves. Some visitors report feeling a direct connection to star beings or cosmic forces while meditating or performing rituals at the site, claiming they receive messages or guidance from these higher intelligence. In Andean cosmology, there are certain sites believed to be acting as portals or connections between different realms. Perhaps this is why the stonework at Naupa Huaca shares striking similarities with the styles seen in Cusco, like Ollantaytambo and Pumapunku. What these sites have in common is the ancient myth of a traveling builder god, Viracocha, who, along with 7 shining ones, is said to have appeared at Tiwanaku following a great flood 10,000 years ago to aid in the reconstruction of humanity. Intriguingly, this same group is mentioned in Egypt, Mesopotamia, and all across the world. Not surprisingly, the same false doors can be found in these regions as well. Are the similarities between all of these sites scattered around the globe just mere coincidence? Considering the remarkable effort required to carve them, their design surely had a very important meaning or even some kind of function. But let's go back to Naupa Huaca. Right below the portal door, we can see the rough remains of what looks like a missing foundation that was apparently destroyed. On the right side of the cave, we can see the remains of another precise carving, with the carving continuing on the other side of this piece of rock. It appears a massive catastrophic event destroyed this site, dispersing all of the missing rock pieces. Who knows what the true scale of the site truly looked like thousands of years ago? Facing right at the entrance of the cave, there's the most remarkable structure of Naupa Huaca, the so-called altar. This mind-blowing megalith was carved from bluestone, and this is the only outcrop of bluestone found in the entire region. Bluestone, standing out in stark contrast against the surrounding sandstone, contains a type of crystal prized for its exceptional piezoelectric properties. For this reason, bluestone was once used in early radio receivers. In addition to its ability to generate electrical charges under mechanical stress, the rock is also magnetic, adding to its intriguing natural qualities. The natural magnetism and piezoelectric qualities of the megalith suggest that it was deliberately chosen for some kind of purpose that was far more significant than what we typically associate with ancient megaliths. The surfaces are incredibly flat, and the angles between the cuts are sharp and clean. These right-angled niches and edges are so exact that they seem almost mathematically perfect, a hallmark of advanced stoneworking techniques not commonly associated with the Inca or pre-Inca cultures, which traditionally used bronze or stone tools. The altar contains a series of niches that are perfectly rectangular, with sharp, defined corners. Creating such niches in hard stone would require not only precision, but also the ability to control the shape and size of the cuts with a high degree of accuracy. Bronze tools would struggle to achieve such sharp internal angles without chipping or creating imperfections. We also see two large knobs on the structure, making it very similar to the trapezoidal fountain we showed you at Ollantaytambo. The fountain also has carvings on several levels, together with the remains of two knobs which are now broken. Although not from bluestone but from granite, the fountain also exhibits piezoelectric properties, and by swiftly running your finger along the edge, you can influence the flow of the water. Unfortunately, the altar at Naupa Huaca was blown up by the Spanish conquistadors in the 16th century, who put dynamite in this hole, completely shattering the upper part of the structure. This was the fate of many advanced prehistoric structures that were seen as a threat to the superiority of the Christian nations of the era. Interestingly, the Spanish invaders did not have the technology to drill such a hard stone at such a depth, which suggests that the hole was most likely part of the original structure. Looking closer at the drill hole, we can see there are perfectly spaced, continuous spiral grooves. This pattern is more akin to the marks left by modern machines, such as a rapidly rotating drill. But the altar demonstrates not only intricate craftsmanship but also precise alignments with celestial bodies. The azimuths of the three chambers of the altar are all aligned with different celestial events like the rising of Sirius, the winter solstice, and different constellations. The persistent mystery of what is the exact use for the Naupa Huaca and whether it's some kind of portal, physical or spiritual, remains unsolved. In fact, the true builders of the site are also unknown. According to mainstream historians, the site is attributed to the Inca civilization. However, we can easily distinguish the Incas' own contributions from the far more advanced megalithic structures. The Inca, known for their use of rough, mortarless stonework and bricks made from clay or adobe, attempted to mimic the intricate and precise designs of the ancient megaliths. Their constructions, while impressive in their own right, pale in comparison to the precision and craftsmanship of the older work found at Naupa Huaca. The megalithic carvings, with their smooth surfaces, sharp angles, and impeccable geometry, are far beyond the capabilities of the Incas' Bronze Age tools, or the technology of any other known civilization from that time period. In fact, they will be challenging to replicate even today with our modern technology. What are your theories on the remarkable structures of Naupa Huaca? Do you believe this was some kind of prehistoric megalithic structure that served a highly technological purpose, such as a physical or spiritual portal? And do you think this was the work of the Inca or a civilization far more ancient and sophisticated? Tell us in the comments below.